Are you wondering which digital nomad visa is for you? I'm making a series where I introduce all digital nomad visas available. And today's country is the first country that actually introduced a digital nomad visa in August 2020. Estonia. So in this video, I will introduce Estonia as a country, its beautiful capital Tallinn, and I will talk about some digital nomad essentials like cost of living before we talk about the details to the digital nomad visa. Hi, my name is Sara. I am passionate about traveling and learning about different cultures. Here on this channel, I aim to provide you with everything you need to start the digital nomad lifestyle. So if that sounds like you, please subscribe below and click the little notification bell. And with that said, let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's get started with some details about Estonia. Estonia is officially called the Republic of Estonia, and its language is Estonian. I have lived in Finland, which is sharing a sea border with Estonia, and their languages are related. And let me tell you, neither Estonian nor Finnish are an easy language to learn. So that is the first thing that you probably should know. On the other hand, Estonians are really good at speaking English. Estonia is also one of 3 Baltic countries, together with Latvia and Lithuania. Latvia's digital nomad visa I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, so check that out up here if you're interested. As such, they share the history of the singing revolution, which I find super beautiful and encourage you to check out if you want to travel to the country. Basically, in the singing revolution, these 3 countries, through non-violent singing protest, gained independence from the Soviet Union. The capital of Estonia is Tallinn, with Tartu being the second biggest city. Estonia is known for being a very modern country when it comes to digital infrastructure and for startup friendliness. You can, for example, get an e-residency in Estonia, which allows you to open a company in Estonia through the internet without being in Estonia. It allows you to do everything via the internet that is needed to run and hold a company in Estonia. If that is something that is interesting to you, comment down below and I'll review that process as well. One interesting fact about Estonia, for example, is that Skype, that kind of Skype, was founded there. It was not founded by Estonians, but a reason why it could flourish as the company that it is today is because of the startup friendliness of Estonia. It has 4G internet everywhere with fixed internet speeds of 86.56 megabits per second, and 90% of its state services are online. It also has cold winters, bright summers, and almost the midnight sun, meaning that during midsummers the sun will only set for maybe an hour or so. 3/4 of the country are covered in forest and bogs, and they pride themselves that no matter where in Estonia you are, there will be a nature reserve within 30 minutes from your location. Now, let's talk about its capital, Tallinn. Personally, I love Tallinn. It is a super cute city, small, with about 450,000 inhabitants, but it has an absolutely gorgeous charm with an almost fairy tale-like old town, which is also the biggest preserved old town in the Nordics. Tallinn is also located right by the Baltic Sea, so it is a beach town, meaning in summer you can sit by the beach, you can, do some beach activities, swim, water sport, and it is an only 2-hour boat ride to Helsinki, Finland. 45 minutes if you take the catamaran. Actually, fun anecdote, when I lived in Finland, I was told that in cold winters you could walk from Tallinn to Finland and back in the day. This is because it gets so cold that the Baltic Sea freezes. Nowadays, however, the icebreakers break the ice for shipping lanes. But Tallinn is not only the old town, it also has hip neighborhoods with craft beer breweries, gin microbreweries, designer stores, fancy bars and restaurants, everything that you could want on that side as well. Its neighborhood, Kalamaja, has actually been voted one of the 40 hippest neighborhoods in the world. And a place to be is the Kalamaja Harbor Fish Market. Another benefit is that you have free Wi-Fi in the entire town, and its airport is only 15 minutes tram ride from the city center. And not only that, generally everything in Tallinn is in walking distance, so you will save on transport costs. Let's talk about some fun day trips from Tallinn before we get into the cost of living calculations. One thing that is worth a visit is the Rumu Quarry with a sunken Soviet prison. You also have the Könnu Bog and Prangli Island, which is the closest Estonian island with native settlement. Or, of course, you could take a day trip to Helsinki. Now, let's talk about the cost of living. On Nomad List, the cost of living for Tallinn is calculated as 2,058 euros. On Numbeo, the cost of living is calculated as 1,145 euros. 620 euros for rent and utilities, and 525 euros for everything else that you might need. So let's break that down a bit, shall we? A meal in an inexpensive restaurant will cost you approximately 13 euros. A cappuccino will approximately cost you 3 euros and 8 cents. A monthly transport pass will cost you 30 euros, although we have already established that you probably won't need one every month. Internet will approximately cost you 25 euros and 44 cents, and a one-bedroom apartment in the city center will come at 622 euros. On the other hand, a one-bedroom apartment outside of the city center might be available for 472 euros. So before we get started on the visa details, please hit the like button for this video if you're getting value out of it. It is a free way for you to support me in growing my channel. Thanks a lot. The cost of the visa is 80 euros for a short stay visa, meaning 90 days, and 100 euros for a long stay visa, meaning for up to a year. If after a year you decide that you want to stay a little longer, you can renew the visa for another 6 months. To do so while in Estonia, you need to go to the border guard office. Now, requirements. Number 1, you need to be able to work remotely. Either as a remote employee, in that case you will need a letter by your employer that states that you are allowed and capable of working remotely, or because you are a freelancer or otherwise self-employed. You need to also prove an income of at least 3,504 euros per month, and you need to have had this income for the last 6 months so that they can see consistency. You need to also have health insurance that covers you in Estonia for at least 30,000 euros and a valid passport that is valid for at least 3 months after your return date. Furthermore, you need a proof of accommodation, so you need to rent an Airbnb or something so that they know where you are. You can of course change addresses and accommodation while in Estonia on that visa, but they need something beforehand. Now, the application process itself is quite straightforward. You need to fill in the application form online. I'll link it down below. Then you need to make an appointment at your nearest Estonian embassy and hand in your application. And then you need to wait for up to 30 days for your application to be processed. You can bring your dependents, as in your kids and family, with you on the visa, which I always find super wonderful, these kind of visas that allow you to do so. However, oftentimes it is so that if that is the case, you need to prove a little extra income to show that you can also support them. I could not find any information online on how much that would be, so you would have to check that yourself or calculate in a little buffer. One important thing to know is taxation. If you stay in Estonia for 183 days out of 12 months, you will automatically be considered a tax resident, which means that there you will be income taxed with 20%. If this kind of digital nomad visa sounds interesting to you and you would like to discover some others, why not check out this video up here for the digital nomad visa to its neighboring country Latvia? Or if you are more into warmer places, check out the video down here for the digital nomad visa to Costa Rica. With that said, I hope I could provide you with a lot of value, and I'll see you here next week. Bye bye!